gentlemen, this is Vito Scarletta.
Vito, my boy's home.
Tell me what's going on here, Frankie.
Papa borrowed money.
Vito, know that this family of ours.
If you look at things like our recent titles, such as BioShock, such as the civilizations in this world, you know, 2K Games we always aspire to put out heavily polished, very, very high quality products. And Mafia 2 is absolutely no different to that, you know. What the time's allowed us to do is to do a proper job of this game. Really, really polish it up, really deliver what fans, what gamers want to see, you know. They want to see a really polished, rounded and balanced experience, you know. And unfortunately that takes time. To do these things, it takes time. If you push things out early, then ultimately they come off half-assed and they'll not get the reviews or the gaming experience that you guys want. And we have something like over 100 indoor locations throughout the city, you know. There'd be restaurants, bars, car body shops, and then we have some sort of bigger mission locations, stuff like the whiskey distillery we showed today. A big hotel is in the game. So there's not like every building. The city, the way we look at it, it should feel like a hustling, bustling city, you know. When you poke the city, it should poke you back and it should react to you, around you. And again, it just helps the immersion of our story. Helps our story really feel realistic and sort of fully immersive.
Aim for the fat bastard. May my soul burn in hell. Just like this saint.
Now, Vito Scarletta, where the start of the story is, Vito's just come back from the war in Europe. He's been injured out. His father's died while he's been away, and he discovers that his father's left his family in $2,000 worth of debt. Now, back in 1945, that's an astronomical amount of money. He goes down the docks trying to be a good guy, gets a job for like $10 a day. He's like, oh my God, what the hell? This is not for me. He knows his father as well, busted his ass for years down the docks and didn't get him anywhere. Meanwhile, his buddy Joe, and our story is actually a buddy story, his buddy Joe has actually got some mob ties, got some connections in the Mafia, and he's earning some really good cash. So that's kind of what entices Vito towards the mob. His best friend going, hey, look, come and work with me. We can have the good times. So that's where we kind of start out. And early on, the guys are doing some pretty menial tasks. They're doing sort of really low-level grunt work. And then as they work their way up, they start getting asked to whack people, do stuff like that, other more bigger jobs. And now they get all the way up to sort of made man status. And then we kind of start questioning the less glamorous side of the mob. You know, everyone knows once you go in and take this out, there's no getting out from that. Even though Vito knows some of the stuff that he's doing is pretty damn immoral. But there's no getting out of that, so it's a really sort of interesting thing that we play with, you know. We deal with the glamorous ups, but then we definitely deal with the pretty disastrous lows as well. So the biggest thing, I talked about it a lot already, the biggest thing for me is the story, for sure. These characters are great, they're really so well realised, you know, it really sets a new standard for stories within gaming, as well as like the gunplay, I think. For something set in such a large open world, I think people are going to be really, really impressed by the quality of the gunplay, you know. We really focused in hard on the mechanics, really looked at other third-person shooters around, and like the gunplay is like, it's a really visceral experience, you know. You've got stuff smashing around you, destructible objects, you know, you've got covers, some 100,000 covers throughout the city. These big, really heavily detailed locations, and then some great enemy AI. So I think the gun combat is something that's going to really surprise people with the actual quality of it, considering it's all set in this huge sort of city. So I think that's one of the things that we're really happy with what we've managed to achieve. But ultimately, the cinematic sort of experience, it really is something special, we really think. So the game's coming for PC 360 and PS3, August 24th launch in North America. And also you'll be able to play our consumer demo online sort of in 2 or 3 weeks before that. So be sure to check that out.